All right, so Vijay Mallya, yesterday he also was taken into custody by Scotland Yard in a matter of hours. He was then released on bail, and this triggered a massive political war with the opposition pointing fingers at the centre, saying that they had no standing, no ground whatsoever to claim that this was a victory. But government sources maintain that now the process of extradition has begun against Vijay Mallya. So is it only a matter of time before he's brought back to India and has to face a trial? Well, those questions still loom large. But Vijay Mallya yesterday, after he was arrested and released on bail, dismissed that there was any action taken against him, saying that this was a standard hearing. Now, we know that sources in fact have told India today that the CBI as well as the Indian High Commission in London will present India's case in the UK court for extradition of Vijay Mallya. We've made many efforts in the past. Will this one pay off is the big question. Well, although the arrest yesterday was certified by the UK on special request from the Indian government, the extradition itself may really not be as easy, as India falls under a secondary category of countries, extradition to which is a long and rather arduous process, unlike the category 1 countries that have a clear priority in this matter. Now, the flamboyant liquor tycoon owes a whopping 9,000 crores to a consortium of Indian banks. Mallya's arrest came less than 2 months after India toughened its stance to extradite him. Meanwhile, speaking to India today, Vijay Mallya remained rather defiant that he is not guilty and that he will fight tooth and nail against the extradition case.
It's definitely a significant development because it reaffirms the consistent effort of the Government of India under Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. The Government of India and the agencies in particular, have a free hand to take action against anyone who defrauds the public of its wealth or is involved in creating any kind of black money.
भारत सरकार इस मामले में अपने दायित्वों को लेकर बहुत ही सजग है और मैं उनके बारे में एक बात अवश्य कहना चाहूंगा कि जिनकी सरकार में उनको इतने बड़े-बड़े लोन दिए गए और जिस समय गड़बड़ी हुई, जब वो सवाल उठाते हैं तो कौतूहल होता है। भारत सरकार इस मामले में बहुत ही सचेत है और प्रखर प्रभावी कार्रवाई की जाएगी।
Let's go across to Lavina Tandon, who now joins us live from London. Lavina, break this down for us. We saw action being taken yesterday against Vijay Mallya. It was reportedly on the basis of an Indian government's request. But as far as extradition goes, it will be a long, drawn process. Break it down for us. What really makes extradition a lot more complicated for India?
All the extradition requests to the UK outside of EU are governed by Part 2 of Extradition Act of UK 2003 that deals with the extradition cases under mainly 4 categories, and there are 4 categories that are looked at. One, the person who is asked to be extradited is at the risk of death penalty or not. Second, that he will get a fair trial by and large, and that he will be tried for what he is extradited for. So this is where one has to look very, very clearly and in between the lines, that if he is asked for money laundering, he can't be tried for loans, etc. So it's very important to see what conditions are being given for him to be extradited by the Indian authorities in the case of Mr. Vijay Mallya. Also, if he has been previously extradited from any other country and the consent is there of that country to extradite him further, or if he has any criminal background. So last 2 do not really apply in this case, but the first 2 do. Also, human rights, health play a very important role, and on many cases this card is definitely played. Also that of fair trial. So this is not going to be an easy battle as it looks like, especially looking at who Mr. Vijay Mallya has engaged as his QC, which is Claire Montgomery QC. For the Indian authorities, though, this is a chance. Now that this case has passed its first hurdle, the arrest has been made and the case has reached the district judge in the Westminster court, that a fair chance and a very strong case is put forth by the Indian government.
All right. All right, Lavina, thanks for joining us with those updates. We'll keep coming back to you for the latest from London. But as I told you earlier, there's a massive political war that's also broken out over the latest developments. The Congress has now found reason to lash out at the BJP, saying that instead of seeking extradition, if the Indian authorities had sought for deportation, Vijay Mallya would be brought back and would have to face a trial. Not just that, the Congress also went on to allege that the BJP government was fooling people of the country. This, of course, after liquor baron Vijay Mallya was arrested and then let off within hours by the UK authorities. Congress spokesperson Randeep Surjewala questioned why the BJP government took 3 years really to make the extradition request. BJP, meanwhile, has hit back at the opposition's charges, claiming that it won't spare the loan defaulters and that Mallya will be brought back to India.
Bharatiya Janata Party and its government should stop befooling people of India. Vijay Mallya is detained and the next minute he is granted bail. Is that the manner that we are going to seek extradition of Vijay Mallya?
हम किसी भी अपराधी के पक्ष में नहीं हैं और ये एक जो कदम उठाए जाने थे उसकी प्रक्रिया का हिस्सा है और कानून सम्मत जो भी कदम कार्रवाई हो सकती है उस कार्रवाई को हम करने का काम कर रहे हैं.
Alright, so Vijay Mallya is clearly in a world of trouble. For many years, he was called the king of good times. Of course, now he's popularly known as the king of bad times. This after he defaulted on nearly 9,000 crores of loans that he'd taken from different Indian banks. All of this has come to bite him in the back. He's now in the UK, refusing to come down to India because he knows that if he touches Indian soil, he will have to face the trial. Here's a look at Vijay Mallya's journey from the king of good times to the king of bad times.
He was the self-crowned king of good times, always surrounded by a bevy of beauties, living the high life unafraid to show off his wealth. Vijay Mallya was the first Indian to own a Formula One race team, an exclusive domain of the stratospheric rich, hopping between racing circuits in his private Airbus 319 super luxury aircraft. He was often seen on the small screen with his IPL team, the Royal Challengers Bangalore, spending a fortune to entertain his VVIP guests at game venues. Then there were these images, unforgettable, of Mallya with his Kingfisher calendar girls. Diamonds in his ears and his wrist, mane of grey blonde hair swept back. Kingfisher Airlines was luxury personified. Beautiful interiors, smartly dressed crew members, the venture became the gold standard for airlines in the country. But the king of good times was losing his Midas touch. The man who could do no wrong, the man who controlled a multi-billion-dollar empire, had clearly found his Waterloo. Cutthroat competition in the aviation sector had Kingfisher Airlines bleeding cash. Even an attempt to consolidate by buying out competitor Deccan Airlines backfired. Debt mounted, and by January 2013, 6 years after its launch, the airline folded up. But the financial woes did not end. They just multiplied. The debt, in fact, ballooned to more than 9,000 crore rupees. His jewels, the Kingfisher villa in Goa, his personal aircraft, even the Kingfisher brand, all put on the auctioning block. But the ultimate humiliation was yet to come. Faced with impending arrest, the tycoon fled the country last February. The erstwhile king has been fishing for good times in this luxurious house outside of London for the past 13 months, taunting the Indian government from exit, trying every trick in the book to evade the law. Bureau Report, India Today.